My YouTube may not have prospered as good as my Reddit post about the topic of not buying the Point Break DLC, but whatever, I'm going to post it on YouTube anyway. And congratulations, we may have just taught Overkill how to toy with us. I posted my warning earlier about why not to get the DLC. Most responses were in favor of my opinion. I find that good and somewhat surprising. However, a video I posted on YouTube, along with the Reddit post, had some opposing responses, with my YouTube having 100% negative responses, including a few responses that were pretty much telling me to kill myself, in a very creative way that taught me chemistry too. This shows that a good chunk of people bought the DLC and now have Overkill back on their good side. Congratulations, we may have just taught Overkill how to manipulate the community. They now might assume that they can get away with anything. They might even do a black market update 2.0. They know they can get away with it now. Why do I say this? You might think I'm being too radical, but I am not. They may have realized that if they get most of the community mad, they can easily get us back to their good side with a few good releases. Will once again be loyal and happy to serve Overkill. This is dangerous. It might seem good if you look at the short term, but big picture, it has the potential to turn Overkill into a very manipulative company, something you might not want. A company that manipulates the customer isn't something I would want to support. They might even be trying to make, or they might not even be trying to make truly quality content, because if they constantly release crap, alright, and then dump the community like they did on the Black Market update, your expectations have been significantly lowered. So if they release something even decent, then, with your very low expectations, that heist is going to probably appear better than it really is. Think about it. Prior to the Black Market update, we were pretty much just given a bunch of pretty minor DLC, nothing big. Nothing like Big Bank, Hotline in Miami, maybe. We didn't get any, really good heists like that. We just got freaking Yakuza pack and all of that, and the Yakuza pack was interesting, but they weren't big DLCs. So our expectations on what Overkill was going to be releasing was lowered. And then the Black Market update comes out, significantly lowering the bar of expectation, and we're all mad at Overkill, right? So then Overkill, they dodge a few questions. They put on their rogue perk deck, and their sprinter aced, and dodge a bunch of questions and indirectly answer it and all of that, right? And then what they do is announce Point Break, and they make a really good trailer, and I will admit that trailer was really good, especially compared to some of their other trailers. And they make a pretty decent heist, and I will admit that Point Break is a pretty good heist. So they've pretty much figured out how to manipulate the community. So if they royally piss off the community, they know how to get them back now. All they have to do is release something good, and then everyone says, okay, I'm actually going to buy that DLC. It looks good. And they'll be back on Payday, supporting Overkill, and what they say is speaking with their money, but they're going to probably put Overkill back on their good side, which plenty of people had. Plenty of people on the Point Break heist DLC trailer have said, you're back on my good side, Overkill, good job. When really, they didn't really fix anything. When you really sit down and think about it, they didn't fix anything. They just kind of left the shit there and then pulled out some perfume to cover up the smell of that shit, so you don't know that there's a giant turd sitting on the floor. So to finish off, if you bought the new DLC, I am fine with it. I don't care. That is your choice. But please do proceed with caution. Overkill is not to be trusted just yet. Enjoy the Point Break heists. It's good fun. And it really is. I played the Point Break heist, so I'm not talking out my ass. It's a pretty good heist. But this has the potential to make Overkill a very manipulative company. And we don't want that. And what I mean by they might not even be trying to make truly quality content is that they'll play the lowering expectation game. That's a really long name and pretty shitty, but they'll lower your level of expectation so low, and you'll be really mad at Overkill for a while, and then they'll release something decent, and then you'll be back, and then they'll just keep doing that cycle. They'll just release a bunch of shit, maybe do a Black Market update 2.0 within a year, right? And then they know they can get away with it because they'll just have to release Point Break 2.0. And then everybody will be happy. The majority of people will be happy, and a significant number of people will buy the DLC and say, oh, thank you, Overkill, you're back on my good side, which isn't good. We don't want Overkill being manipulative like this. So that's just my fair warning. And we might have already taught them that we can be manipulated in this way. So it might be too late to fix it now. So short term, people say, I'm speaking with my money by saying I want more DLC like this. But if you say I want more DLC like this, and let's just say you only buy the DLC that you want, okay? So they release a bunch of bad, minimal, not very hard to make DLC for the suckers, to get money from the suckers that just buy every DLC, right? Then when they feel a little tension in the community, when their expectations are lowered and they don't really have good faith in Overkill as a company anymore, they release something good. Everyone's reset. Most people, almost everyone buys that DLC. Overkill's back on everyone's good side. They've manipulated the community once again. That's the pattern that you should be afraid of. And that's pretty much my message.